Curious map. Another pond one side and heavy eco on the other. So again, it's going to see that dynamic. But we don't necessarily have the option for the Leviathan shots. I think the Leviathans may be able to shoot over those. We'll have to see. I'm going to keep the picture-in-picture in that pond there so that we can see. Spawns look to be polar, so we'll see 2 white players down here, 2 black players up north. I say white, I mean blue. Oh dear me, but there's a lot of eco here. So the mainstay of this game is going to be on the land. Smaller size, so we might see a first bot factory to get the docks to rush up and maybe try and lock down some stuff. We might see some pelican drops with some proxy tellies. But I feel that vehicles are going to be better. We might even see some grenadiers though pop in to be able to deal with all the rocks and outcroppings and stuff. So this is going to be an interesting one. An interesting one. Unity buildings. Yeah, I mean factories, wheat bits. That's exactly what I mean. Crimea River is Neon River. Thank you for the follow. Nicola, thank you. And Maximum Carnage is Killer Kiwi and Elodea. Ah, dearie me. Unity buildings. The best buildings ever. Right. So here we go. On the North spawn, Maximum Carnage spawns in the 2 vs 2 Clopsy round 2. Elodea and well, that'll be Killer Kiwi, called Max 2. Why can't you keep your regular names? Going double vehicles. Curious. Having said that they'd go bots first, I do see double vehicles there. We do have a bot second though, so maybe that'll help there. Thanks for the follow, Mohammed. Oh my god. Okay, you're doing that again. Okay. So the bots might be there to get out a combat fab to reclaim the commander in order to get the more metal early game, in order to produce more factories to get going. So that's probably what that bot factory is going to be doing. Meanwhile on the south spawn though, in blue, you have Team Crimea River, which is Neon and River. Double bots, there's the combat fab to do the com reclaiming and the air as well. Maybe see a pelican. Already have the Firefly Scout going off though, and the Docks Rush there to lock stuff down. Combat Fab's coming out from backers. Yeah, who was it that made the Combat Fab meta? Thanks for the follow, Annihilator. Oh, you haven't followed yet? I swear you had. But yeah, the Combat Fabs seem to be the new meta in reclaiming the commanders. Look at, they give you a 30 metal boost. 30 metal in the early game. That's insane. A follower? Atmospheric. Thank you. And I'm going heavy power in order to support that combat fab. But look at the it's just, we're going to see a second combat fab to maybe help the reclaim the other com. The other side though, Doc's just sitting there. I mean, look at this! Rushing T2 this early because of this ultimate combat fab reclaim. Mind blown. Okay, I'm going to leave that there actually, because it's going to be more useful. They're not even going to be bothering playing for the naval if this is the way we're going to be playing it. Thanks for the follow, Kiwi. Even though you've already followed me before. I send you Mitchy boy, thanks for the follow. But yeah, look at, so they've got 60 extra mechs there coming in because of the double com reclaim. On the south spawn though, also rushing T2, not quite as early, but still just as hard. Only a single commander reclaimed, so it's going up a little slower, but on the other hand though, they have pushed out on the metal on their side. Black haven't yet done that. Thank you very much, Sika123. But because of the rate at which they've got these up, they can get the T2 eco up, stop reclaiming the comms, and then just spam T1 out if they want. Or they can assist T2 out if they want. Now seemingly though, going for the air game. You've got a Firefly there, they want to maybe deal with that Firefly. They haven't got any anti-air out right now, and they can see it, and they want to kill it, but they can't. And so they're building a building an air factory just to deal with the Firefly. Maybe they'll send the docks in to deal with it, but it's still getting some good intel just sat there. Coming down this side though, so this is, I mean, having this crevasse in the middle is a really interesting dynamic on this map, because it means you have to go around it. But of course the way the metal is placed kind of encourages that anyway. So having this here, this turret is beautifully placed. I think it will get... Oh, they're still mostly hitting the walls. They haven't necessarily moved around well enough yet. That turret doing work. It is going to get overrun eventually though. Down it goes. Docks coming in though to save the day. And this is where Blue need to realise they need to switch up to heavy vehicle play, and they are doing just that. If we look in the builds, oh, they haven't queued up anymore, but they've got 2 vehicles on their transition there. They've got 3 air factories though, so they're going to make a much heavier air gameplay. And that's probably also another reason as to why Black are building their air factories now. Already up to 3. Do they have 2 T2 fabricators gone up? No, but they do have this insane T2 army that can come around this side and completely cut swathes out of this base. There's a commander over here on his open right now. And, curious. Air fabber in the water. That'll just be to get eco, I suppose. I mean, there's nothing really contesting that right now. Most of the players are going to be focused on what's going on the land here. And with this T2 pushing around this side, that's going to destabilise this base quite a bit. Because if we look in the army tab there, and just sort of overall, you can see where the units are placed. Most of the air... hold on, who was that? I missed that. Spider Waifu, thank you. Most of the units are in the air, and so they're not necessarily going to be able to deal with this T2 push very well. Pings flying off from Black, or was that from Blue? I clicked the wrong thing. From Black saying there's Blue push, and oh, I missed the other one. But anyway, Black pushing in though. I think we probably have one from both sides. This commander, I'm not sure that bomber's going to do very well. There's a storm in there, and we all know how much I love storms. For those who have been paying attention, I adore storms. Not necessarily efficacious right now because there's just not much air spam going on. Tem moderator. Thanks for the follow. Oh, so they decided to push in that way rather than getting the scout. They could have gone round here and taken all of this power down. Let's actually see what Black can see. Do they see all that power field? No, they don't. If only they'd scouted. They would have sent that T2 army round there to deal with that power. That would have been prime target. That would have been such a win if they'd been able to take down that power field. Unfortunately, they didn't. Meanwhile, Black had to go on the defensive, though. Getting back into the sus of this game, we were all sort of a bit headless chicken-y cast there. The air game is on Blue's side. The storms do exist, though, to be able to deal with this, so Blue need to be careful with their air and how they deal with it. There's a storm in this army. Ooh, ooh. Oh, they see the storm, they're not going in. They realise they need to take care of that storm first. And that storm is going to really help push this army forward. The thing is, the army's not big enough to deal with the defender's advantage. Boombots trying to come in against the levelers, though. This eco, though, on this side, it's going to pay dividends. It really is for Blue. It's going to mean they can get up all these extra factories. They're getting that second T2 vehicle factory up. It's only latent. It's only got a single fabber on it. Wait. How can that thing reach from there? Okay, fine, it's got 2 fabbers on it. Still latent in the grand scheme of things. No second T2 coming up from Black, but they have huge air power. 7 factories. What have Blue got in terms of the air? Still only 3. 7 air factories, jeez. They still haven't gone round to the Navy to take out the air fabs over there, but wow. So we're going to start seeing the airplays happen, and then they won't have any need for storms, and they can transition the storms all the way over to levelers. The moment Black actually gets some scouting off, they'll realise there's a second T2 vehicle factory going up. They'll realise there's air power over there. Wow, Sparks actually do pretty well against levelers when they get in close. Problem is they're just a little bit slow. Unless that army was killed. Meanwhile on the other side though... Wait, what? Oh, is that just because he's being reclaimed so much? Yeah. That's just because he was being reclaimed so much. He wasn't actually taking damage. Look at that! Down to 50%! And now they've stopped reclaiming the comms. Their economy is down the toilet. They need to get up some T2 eco. Come on, guys. Sort your lives out. T2 forces pushing out this side though, they will be able to deal with this to a degree. Not great, but we want to maybe see some Hulkins going up. Ooh, where's the air support? Not there. Navy's there to deal with any stray air forces. Really good decision to go just random narwhals around the place, because that's going to prevent... well, it's going to get some free air kills if Black aren't paying attention. Another bit of Black not paying attention. Moving the commander over here. He's going to try and get into the Navy. He's got a... yeah, he's got a bit to do. I feel as though at this point, because of the way the players have played and gone such focus on the land, Black should be pressing their advantage on the land right now rather than pushing into the Navy. It's an interesting decision to go for the pond. Do they know that Blue is in there? No, they don't. I think if they knew that Blue was in there, they might forego it. But if they can get up... I don't know, I think it's just an unnecessary front that they're forcing themselves to play on now, and they could just get up another T2 factory and be able to push in a bit better. Because that's what they need right now. They need to be able to push into this base. And they're not quite managing it. I mean, they're still trying to win the air game. They're getting the economy, but both teams are really struggling on the economy there. Black now, though, taking out a bit of extra mechs on this side is going to give them that whole sort of middle ground area. And so now Blue's economy is either in their main base or in the pond. And I suppose that now gives a purpose for Black's push into the pond, because if they can take out Blue's economy in here, then Blue are going to really struggle on economy, but they are finally getting up T2, so that's going to mitigate the damage dealt in the pond if any is done. Mines going up. I think they have... yeah, they have a combat fab in there, so they can scout those mines and deal with those before bad stuff happens. I think the combat fab was just killed. Oh no, it's just over there. Oh, down it goes. So now they're gonna not be able to see where the mines are. They need to be careful. They have finally seen that second T2 factory. Oh, the air! The air game has just been traded. Well done, Black. You finally won the air game. You finally got a bit of scouting off. Have you been able to actually see? Yeah. Okay, so they've seen a whole bunch of power over there. They've seen a commander, they've seen the second T2, they've seen the bots, they've seen the Boombots. So they know now that Boombots are being used to deal with levelers. And so they're going to want to build some docks, or, well, I suppose Sparks can deal with Boombots in part. Pinging there. Wanting to deal with the P-gens. Trying to get the T2 fab, he's just not quite managing it. Down come the bombers. Too late to save the T2 fab. I feel as though Blue are actually making the right unit composition here, but Black are making the preferred strategic decisions, taking out the eco. Just playing for time. Playing for time is probably better at this point. 300 units to 170 though for Blue, but again, don't forget that most of those are Boombots. Boombots coming out. Can they get a comm snipe? They might be able to. Are we going to see the air scout with a Boombot snipe? Oh, thanks for the follow, White Bite. This could be... oh dear, pushing in from this side though. Let's keep an eye on those Boombots out there. Thanks for the follow. Fish of Espionage. Oh my god, that name. That's amazing, I love that. Gonna push out against Pelters. Eee. Ping's going off from Black, saying, ah, Boombots! Boombots are there. So I say whenever I see a Boombot horde. I don't know, it just seems right. Pushing in from this side though, this could be quite a good one. Meanwhile over here, we have Black going to be attempting to push in. The air game is still there to support. Do they have the AA? They have a storm! They have a storm! The air... there goes the air. And now this force is a real hazard for this commander. He needs to get himself out of dodge. Oh my goodness, that storm. I mean, that storm wasn't the main reason for that, but... Blue just had the right unit comp, and black didn't have the numbers. The Boombot sniper's real. Down goes that comm. Saving the units as well. Now they can push in. It just took out a whole bunch of power. Still floating on it though, so it's not too bad. Black are still in the pond though. They just pinged saying that's where their last commander is. So they still have free reign over this base. That's the problem with going so heavy air when someone builds a storm, because you need to have land units to be able to deal with that. Have black been able to push in on this side? They still have this force down here. It's not necessarily going to be able to do anything, because now that blue have realised there's nothing on this side, they can reroute all defensive units over to here and absolutely deal with this side in its entirety. Black do have their weakened commander over there though. How are they going to deal with this? Because now they're stuck in a pond. It's turned into Temple V2. Oh, dearie me. Just having a quick glance at Twitch chat there. But so, the air game has failed black. Because the defensive storms are there. I suppose they could try and rush a comm snipe. I mean, there's very little air defense here. Very, very little indeed. There's a storm sat next to this comm, but the weakened comm hasn't got any air defense. I mean, maybe a Galata, but... Oh, they just flew over flak. GG. That wasn't good. Oh dear. Kaijus. Ah, of course. Kaijus are the way they're going to have to deal with this. 3 T2 vehicle factories up from blue though, so they're going to be all dealing with... Whoa, excuse me. A large amount of leveler production. I mean, they're struggling for economy. Both teams are kind of struggling. I mean, blue, I suppose, could get up some more T2. And they can push out on land a little bit more to get their economy. Black can push out in the pond. There we go. There's the bomber force starting to show its colours. Getting a bit of scouting. But what else can it really do? I mean, it needs to think about doing commander snipes, but the problem is now the blue team are savvy. They've put up storms next to their comms, so that's not going to be an option for black any longer. Oh, excuse me a second. Oh, that sneeze just sent my sinuses into submission. Goodness me. Air flying over another storm. They need to transition away from air. Just stop it. Stop. Just build vehicles. Build vehicles and a few docks to defend against Boombots. And then you're sorted. Problem is, if we look in the army tab, blue just outnumber black. Not only double the numbers, but they also outnumber them because they obsolete their air units with all these storms. So effectively, this unit count really is about 460 to 100. If not less. And that's the problem that black have right now. They just haven't got that unit composition. They haven't been able to deal with the massive ground assault. Because they went so heavy on air. They went such a knee-jerk reaction early game, and I don't think they sort of had a good long-term plan in terms of their build-up and their curve. Black do have the T2 in the water now. They've finally got the Kaijus pushing out, so maybe these guys can save some stuff. Boombots coming in. They're not getting close. They are not getting close to those Kaijus. The Kaiju Micro, you want a broadside against Boombots. Come on now. These Kaijus can actually do some good work for black right now. I think that's all they're kind of hoping for. They have the economy to support them though. That's the amazing thing. They've still got the air factories going up. They realise now that blue are going to make an air game play because Blue think that Black have... Well, Blue have killed off all of Black's initial air factories, so they need to be able to make sure that they're continuing to stay in that game. Ping's going off from Blue, though, saying, "Oi, Pelters just wrecked our power." Oh my goodness, they did as well. Ha ha ha! That's glorious. Oh my goodness, that's glorious. Look at that. Ha ha! And you've got lobs there as well, so we're going to see docks flying in over here. I'm not sure if they have the range, because lobs have some pretty derpy range issues. Oh my goodness, Black are actually just holding on. They really are. If they can take down this T2 power, this assault will be pretty decent. Taking down that FAC as well. If they can do any damage to the comm, I think he's going to be able to hide behind that T2 factory, and that's going to mean that they can keep him alive for a bit longer. Boombots trying to come in though. Oh dear, they're going to do well. The levelers don't know where to look. This force from Blue though, coming out over here. Sandwiching Black's factories. So, oh, are we going to see some T2 air? All of these air fabricators being built, I suspect we're going to see some T2 air, or maybe some rush reclaim of some resources over here. What are we going to see with these air fabs? They've just built them, they need to be careful. There's pings off from Black saying, "Oi, look at that air, let's deal with that to make sure that our air fabbers are safe." We have all the air fabbers, what are we going to do with it? Are they going to get T2 naval? T2 air, sorry, not naval. Kaiju being supported. Yes, the lobs. We have the docks coming in from the back. I don't know if all of those lobs can actually do stuff. I think they are though. Hehehe. That's great. If those lobs are actually all doing stuff, that's amazing. What have we got those air fabbers for, Black? Well, I suppose they need power. Air fabbers are the last thing you want to build if you need power. You are Black on the coastline, just... Blue on the coastline rather, being a nuisance. Here's the docks force. Ha 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 ha! It's not doing anything, it's just being a pain. It's just an absolute nuisance. Interceptor coming in, getting a good bit of scouting. Suicidal Interceptor manages to see a comm sat there. Orbital play from Blue. Look at this army standoff right here. It's like, we know you're there. Show yourself. Bombers coming up. Have we got those air fabbers being used yet? No. Ooh, bomber snipe. I think the bomber snipe is going to happen. At least attempt. Thing is, Blue might transition to drifters. Maybe they're just... But the economies though. There's all of this mechs that's unclaimed. All of it. That's what those air fabs could do, but the power from Black is just hopeless. Zeus would be the best choice. Yeah, with that orbital, I don't think so, I'm afraid. Same goes to the nuke suggestion. Oh my goodness. I have a question. Why does Blue have not a lot of metal? Because they haven't expanded. They have 200 income, but they're just using it so much. Because of all these factories. There we go. Starting to pale off a little bit. Oh, docks landing on the levelers. Look at this. So, airfabs still haven't been used. We have a good number of bombers. All they need to do is catch a commander in the open. Here is just that commander. He's in the open. There's no storms around. There's one over here. There's very little Galata, so we'll probably see the bomber snipe. Here come the air. Are they going to get it? Are they going to get the comm snipe? They're going to want to find that comm. They want to be careful and make sure that they don't want to go over any storms. The thing is, they're giving Blue time to reroute their storms. In come the storms now. They want to be careful. Really want to be careful. The storms are getting close to the commander to defend him. And there's another storm by this commander. You just lost your window, Black! I mean, yeah, they're dealing damage here, but Blue have expanded up this side now, so doing economic damage like that isn't doing too much. I mean, yeah, it's giving them a platform for their docks, though, I suppose, which is an advantage. The pelters. And look at this. We haven't even got that orbital launcher complete. Submarine army. Pings coming off from Blue. What just happened over there? I missed that. Was that... No, it wasn't the air game being lost. Follower from Soup Dog. Thank you very much. Glad you're enjoying. T2 power at last being built by Black. They realised. Liggity long last. Have we got the T2? Where did all those airfabs go? I missed them. They've disappeared. Or am I just being blind? No, I think they did. They must have got shot down when they tried to re-expand over there or something. Because there's just so many interceptors just flying around on a massive area patrol in the North Hemisphere there. Thing is, now Black have revealed their air game. Thank you for the follow, Space Pie. Black have revealed their air game and their strategy, which has meant that they've given Blue time. Thank you for the follow, Flabberteos? Which means they've given Blue time to get their defences in order to deal with that air threat. And so they've completely lost their opportunity to do bomber snipes. So they need to start thinking a different way of doing things. They've got a few kaijus. So maybe at this point they're trying to overpower the storms. The thing is, storms don't insta-kill. They take about 2, maybe 3 shots before they do things like killing bumblebees, I think. So that gives the bumblebees a one-pass opportunity to kill off those storms. If they can do that, then they can support the kaijus as they come on land, make landfall, and then push into the base. That's what they want to be focusing on right now. There's so many levelers around there. So much flak, so many storms. There's only one storm in that army. All the bombers need to do is just focus down that storm, and then that army's gone. Toast. Army tab, though. 34 factories. Jeez. Thank you for the follow, Quibbler. Do you guys unfollow and then refollow or something? Because this is really depressing seeing all of you guys following me. Don't take that the wrong way. But I'd be interested to see T2 air now, because I think Worms will be able to deal with the flak. I mean, there's enough Galata that the Worms will probably only get one pass off. I mean, that's better than nothing. Coming off from Blue, seeing the kaijus. In a bit of a pickle there. A bit of a choke point. And the levelers are going to come in. They need to back off. They need to kite the levelers. Kite the levelers. Oh dear, where's the air support? It's not there. Kaiju's gone. Sorry. No kaijus for you. We do have the lobber up though. The Hulkins rather. Hasn't been called a lobber in ages. I keep doing that recently. Keep calling it a lobber. Oh, here comes the air. Here comes the air again. The counter air. Ah! Oh my goodness. So many bombers just got taken down from Black. That was a win for Blue right there. That was a massive win for Blue. In terms of the air defense, that was great. Orbital strats finally happening. T2 air from Blue. Actually predating that from Black. We still haven't seen it from Black. What is Black's strategy here? Blimey, Ares Titan. We're seeing the Titans happening. This is what I do. Oh, dearie me. This is the last game of the round. Yeah, I imagine all the other ones have finished by this point. Ah, fart noise. So true. Oh, dearie me. Black really need to have some endgame strategies right now because they're kind of stuck in the pond. The kaijus are getting countered left, right and centre because blue are just defending so well. They've got their T2 up. Those Phoenix are going to do okay. Lob's still just sending in armies of docks every now and then, but the thing is that Lobs are getting so outproduced by the rest of this base, it's just a joke that they're even still doing stuff. I mean, they need more power still. I mean, Lobbers, I suppose. Hulkins! Hulkins! Called Hulkins. Marshall, you stupid muppet. Oh my goodness. Pink's coming from blue, they know the strats, they see what's going on. Wait, how can... Wait, what? Game, catch up! What? I'm so... what? Oh, of course, they have the orbital radar to see it. I was wondering how they can actually get vision range on that. I wasn't quite understanding that, but yeah. Good orbital intel. Not often used, but in games like this and situations like this is a really good idea. Radar's one thing, but being able to actually see the stuff that's happening is another. Air game coming in though, and they see a distinct lack of narwhals. All of these need to change to narwhals right now. Right now. They need the air defense. Commander's been pinged. Blue are going to go straight for that comm. We're going to see a massive twist over to Bumblebees. Oh, not Bumblebees, Kestrels! Kestrels! Kestrels. Blue are going to be able to support these Kestrels coming in. I don't think there's enough Kestrels there though. We need the narwhals! Income! They're coming! They're building narwhals! They're going to get them out just in time. They're building Galata as well. They're missing the windows. Both of these teams missing their windows. Oh my goodness, I'm going to lose my voice before round 3 of Clopsy. Since when does that happen? Since when? Look at this. These guys are going to get swamped the next air wave that comes up. Are they being built? Yeah. All of these hummingbirds are just going to say, hello! Swamp those guys. Here we go. Swamp! Oh, they went the other way. Never mind. Suzuks, though, being built. Of course, don't forget that Orbital is seen by everyone, so Black can see that a Suzuks has been built. So they know now to get some orbital defense, and that's quite easy with the T2 Naval Factory. They just get some Stingrays. Or just build some umbrellas. Either way, it works. Umbrellas are probably more efficacious. Oh, come on, guys. Hornets? Are you actually building Hornets right now? Who uses Hornets? Who uses Hornets? For that exact reason, who uses Hornets? They fly into the range of Galata because they're idiots. Oh my goodness, the support of those Hornets though. And gone. Can we finish the series, Titan, please? Nuclear missile launcher, that's what I was waiting for. The dock's in the base though, look at this! What is this? The lobs are actually doing work. First time I've ever seen lobs actually used to their full. That's amazing. Where's that nuke? I'm going to keep an eye on that, but it's not being rushed up too fast though, so that's not necessarily going to do anything right there. What is this game? Like, what is this? Someone explain to me, please. What on earth? Someone always retreats to water. Yeah, they do. Gonna lose his voice not even shouting. Yeah. It's not used to it. It's not used to it. The air game though is currently massively favourite. I mean, at this point, what really is there to say other than blue, get your act together, black, get your act together? That's all I can really say in this cast right now. Oh, that's sending docks against an Ares in production. It's sad to see this happening. The nuclear missile launch is complete, so we're going to keep an eye on that in the picture-in-picture. Got nothing better to do. Still so much mechs that hasn't been T2ified. The Kestrels are going to be able to do so well against this whole section. All they need to do is focus down the 2 Galata. Oh my god, the air though. More trading. More trading occurring. Oh my god! It's insane. It's not great micro there. Blue outnumbering. Black need to be careful with their micro. Fighting over the docks, that's good. Docks getting some good shots off. Even killing a Hornet, wow. That was bad trading there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Elodea and Killer Kiwi. They've seen better days. When that nuke lands, that's it. If they can just focus that nuke, I mean, black have no idea that that nuke's going up. Let's actually have a look at what black can see. Yeah, they have no idea that that's going up. They know about the T2 air factory, but they don't know about the nuke. If they just focus that nuke down, not bother with anything else, just get a bunch of fabricators, focus the nuke, we can have this game over. Annihilator, you can see my beautiful face when I'm able to buy a better webcam. Why does no one ever predict the nuke? Well, typically in higher level games like this, well, what you would presume to be higher level games, you don't tend to necessarily see the nuke unless it's a cheese strat. This is a nuke of last resort. That's what this nuke is. This isn't a cheese nuke. This is a nuke of last resort. In high level games, you see a cheese nuke or you don't see a nuke. That's... Oh my goodness. I think if this one goes on YouTube, I'm just going to double speed the whole second half of this game. Success, finally dealing with these pesky lobs. There goes that. Please don't build an anti-nuke, black. I want that nuke to be finished. It's almost there. 97%, 98, 99, 100. Fires the missiles. Go! Launch it! Launch it now! You have my permission to fire. Actually, what am I doing now? I want, Control M. There we go. Eee. Oh. There we go. Upside down. Upside down cast. There we go. How about that for a cast? Bingo. Can we fire this damn nuke? Oh my god. Come on, they've seen it. They're going to start building anti-nukes. Just scout the commander and launch. There it is. It's on its way. At long last. Please say that hit the commander. Yes. Oh my god! I have no words to describe that game.